They did it, guys. They won the series. The Utah Jazz beat the Oklahoma City Thunder to close out the playoff series. This is Hanson James. This is the SLC Dunk postgame show. So, I'm not going to lie, that might have been one of the most amazing games I've ever seen. I mean, this game might be up there with the Stockton shot. Not to that level because that sent the Jazz to the finals. But we were about halfway through the first quarter, halfway through the second quarter, and I was watching with my wife, and I was just saying, don't expect to win this game because the Jazz looked kind of dead in the water. They looked shell-shocked from losing Ricky Rubio. You could just tell they were a little wary of what to do because you plan a game, you go into it with a game plan. First thing that happens is you lose your point guard who's led you to a lot of victories. And this team showed the character and the fight and the competitiveness that has brought them to this point. They pulled it together and they won. And there were so many big-time plays from so many players on this team. I want to get to these questions, guys, because this is for you, the people. This is for you. The Jazz did it for us. It's been amazing. They did it. This was so unlikely and so improbable that the Jazz found a way. We'll talk a little bit about one thing that I think kind of showed that they would possibly win this game. But anyways, so impressive for the Jazz to just gather one of the big moments of this game. Joe Ingles, when the Jazz had scored like 26 points, it was like 4 or 5 minutes to go till halftime. We had like 26 points. Joe Ingles arrived, hit 2 big threes, and you saw fire in his eyes. You saw it. He brought it. Ugh. It was so amazing to see Joe bring it like that. And that fire carried them through the rest of the game. That's called leadership. Joe Ingles brought this team out of gloom because I'm not kidding. That third quarter that Donovan had, which is for the ages, doesn't happen if Joe Ingles doesn't bring that fire and doesn't hit those big-time shots. Those were big-time shots. Joe Ingles brought this team back from the dead. That team looked so bad. They looked so distraught. And then Joe hits the big shots that take him into the halftime. Okay, halftime happens. And the thing that got me a little excited, I'm not going to lie, the Jazz are 4-0 when Royce O'Neal starts. When the Jazz started Royce O'Neal this year, 4-0. And there's a reason. So Royce comes out and he plays and he guards Paul George and Russell Westbrook. And he did incredible. How many points did Paul George score? Not enough. And it was less than 10, I tell you that. And you know who you have to thank for that? The trio of Royce O'Neal, Joe Ingles, and Jay Crowder. And Jay Crowder gives me about 10 heart attacks a game, and he also gives me about 10 loud cheers a game. Jay played big-time defense tonight on Paul George. We should all be grateful for Jay Crowder. He got in his head. Paul George looked like he didn't want to play against the Jazz anymore. I'm not going to lie. He looked like, I'm tired of playing against Joe Ingles. I'm tired of playing against Jay Crowder. This guy is crazy. Joe Ingles, I'm just sick of this guy. He wanted out. I'm sorry, Oklahoma City Thunder fans. Paul George is gone. He's gone. There's just no way he's staying. He just quit, you know? Let's talk a little bit about what you guys are saying. Oh my gosh, they go too fast. Does anyone else think Fave played himself out of the Utah in this series? He deserves the $20 million plus contract someone's going to offer, and I don't think... Oh, I've missed your name. Faves played himself into a contract, guys. That shot that Faves hit at the end of the game, that dang near won the game. That jump shot Faves hit was massive. That was enormous, gigantic, magnificent. It was incredible, that shot by Derek Favors. He won the game with that shot. I mean, but we got to talk about someone. Superstar, rookie of the year, future MVP. Donovan Mitchell was Jordan. He did Jordan things tonight. He said, I'm not losing this game. He took on the offensive load, and he was efficient when we needed him most. When Joe Ingles carried us out and brought us out of darkness, and Donovan Mitchell won the game. He single-handedly won that game. Without Donovan Mitchell, we are blown out by 30-plus points because Russell Westbrook was hitting shots like a madman. Russell Westbrook was unbelievable. He was insane. And yes, he had some bad misses on three, but he also hit tons. And what else? What other offense were they going to get? Paul George was taken out of the game. Donovan Mitchell, this was a superstar performance by Donovan Mitchell tonight. I've never seen anything like it since Jordan. I'm not going to lie. The ability to hit those shots, they were big time. Big time. He padded the lead when they needed it because you knew that run was going to come, and it did. That run came, and Russell was incredible. And we had some times where Donovan was a little bit of foul trouble. Also, he looked a little exhausted and gave the Jazz just enough. He put everything on the floor tonight and won that game for the Jazz. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. He's a rookie. And I find myself watching the game with Donovan Mitchell just going, let him run the show. He's a rookie. Those are things that rookies don't do. They don't run the show, lead teams to victories in the playoffs. I mean, did Jordan lead a team to playoff victories in his rookie year? I don't know. Maybe he did. Tell me in the comments. I don't know. But this is Jordan level stuff. It's unbelievable. This is just not normal. And we're watching it. This is a magical season. This was a magical playoff series. The things that Donovan Mitchell did tonight, I don't know if we'll ever see it again. But then he does it again. He does things I've never seen. He gets to the hoop and scores better than Westbrook. He's a better finisher. And he hits shots at a more efficient rate. A more efficient rate than the reigning MVP. He went toe-to-toe with the reigning MVP, and we won without his starting point guard. There are not words to describe how incredible that is. John Cook, I still can't believe he's on our team. I can't either. What did we do to deserve him? Which one of you sacrificed some sort of basketball to the basketball gods that got him on our team? I don't know. What did you guys do? You're crazy. Oh, Matt Stevens. Gobert did a good job at staying out of foul trouble. Gobert, he's the other guy. He was monstrous. Gobert's third and fourth quarter was out of this world. If you don't think he's Defensive Player of the Year, you're just wrong, or you don't watch basketball, because the NBA or anything, you probably have a hard time with basic math and maybe bodily functions, because he's incredible. I say incredible a lot. You guys say things in the comments that make me think about what I say. It makes me self-conscious. But Rudy was magnificent tonight. He was the best outside of Donovan Mitchell and maybe Joe Ingles, best player on the floor. He just dominated the series inside. He dominated it. He's next level. He went toe-to-toe with Steven Adams, who's the strongest man in the NBA. He might be having a cameo in the next DC movie as Aquaman. And Rudy Gobert stopped it. Rudy Gobert is unbelievable. He hit big-time free throws. You know? He's fantastic. He's dominant. He wins you games. Mustafa Osman, if Melo's coming off the bench, we would watch a different matchup. Shout out to Billy Donovan. Yeah, but Jeremy Grant played a lot of the game, and he missed a lot of shots too. And Melo hit some mid-range shots. I don't want to hear it. Sorry. Also takes a team that guards you really well. Jeff Shitoko Maluendo. Surprisingly, yeah, he attacks better than Westbrook. Yep. Donovan's better than Russell Westbrook. I said it. He's better than Russell Westbrook. James McGilvery. AB deserves a mention too. Stayed ready to step up and hit some clutch shots. Thank you, James. All right. Is there anyone that gives me a heart attack more than AB? No, there is not. But AB hit big shots. And he missed some shots, obviously, but that's what players do. But that corner three he hit was so big. He hit shots. He made that and one. He got some fouls. You know, they got Adams in some foul trouble, and that was just big. AB. Shouts to AB. Best smile in the NBA. And you made all of us smile, AB. Fantastic. Exum needs control. I don't know. I think Exum needs more experience. He's just shook. I love Dante Exum. You guys know I love Dante. I love Dante. He's amazing, and I think he's a big part of the Jazz future. I don't know if he's quite ready yet to handle playoff-level basketball. He might not be. If he can, that's great. But right now he looks a little out of control. Let's see. What does Exum need to do to stay on the floor? Not turn the ball over. You know? Those turnovers are big. In the playoffs, they're big, big, big. He was making big-time plays at the end of the year. Right now, he's turning the ball over, and he's having a hard time acclimating. He will. Don't worry. Exum will be fine. I have faith he'll be fine. But right now, he's, you know, when we're winning these games and we got to win a playoff series and you have turnovers, it's tough. It's really, really tough. And Quinn's in a hard spot with that because some people might be saying, well, why isn't Raul Neto in the game? Do you guys, he can't guard Russell Westbrook. If you do you know what Russell Westbrook does if he sees Raul Neto check in? He starts going on. That's what happens. And so you can't have that. Exum will get minutes because he's big and long and he can guard. And he's actually shown he can guard really well in this series, actually. I think actually Exum's minutes have been underrated in terms of his defense. But man, when he's turning the ball over, it's tough. It's really tough. Guys, I just want to say, this was an amazing, amazing season. The Jazz are moving on to the Houston Rockets. It's going to be tough. I don't know what to expect. I don't expect to win, but there are times where I didn't expect to win tonight, and Donovan Mitchell did incredible things. The Jazz have been just so resilient. You know, when things got tough, the Jazz overcame it. It happened in the middle of the year. I counted them out. I absolutely counted them out. They were 5th in the lottery, and I said I wanted a better draft pick. Proved me wrong. Made me look dumb. They overcame it. Then they were like one game out of the playoffs for like 15 straight games. They never quit. They don't quit. This team doesn't quit ever. You know? They start this playoff game. They lose their starting point guard, who's one of their biggest leaders on the floor, Ricky Rubio, who's been fantastic for the Jazz. They looked lost. They didn't give up, though. They showed fire and resilience. It's amazing. This team is so easy to root for. They're so fun to watch. And they care, and they want to win, and they're in for it for each other. They're not in it for contracts. I want to tell you guys something. Rudy Gobert deserves every bit of praise you can give him. There were things that were going on last season that we don't know about that we should praise Rudy more for. Rudy deserves some apologies from some players on our team last year that left because they weren't in it for the team. Rudy was. And at times where Rudy had to take crap for things he said about people only worrying about offense and contracts and stuff, Rudy was about wins. I'm gonna get emotional. Rudy Gobert fell on the sword last year and showed up big time. And Rudy got hurt at the beginning of last year in the playoffs. He fought through pain. He fought through a knee injury that most players would have sat from, and he fought through it and got us a win in the Clippers series. And he did it again. Rudy Gobert did it again, and he gets overlooked time and time and time again. And he stood up for his guys last year, and he stood up for him this year. Shout out to Rudy Gobert, the one who wanted to win all last year. Rudy Gobert, you are the Defensive Player of the Year. You are the most dominant player on this team. Rudy Gobert deserves every bit of respect that he doesn't get. He is incredible. Rudy Gobert is the truth. Shout out to Rudy Gobert. All right, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe this video. Make sure that you go to slcdunk.com. We got previews of the Rockets coming. We got them. They beat them. The Jazz beat the Thunder. Take that L, Russell Westbrook. Take that L, Paul George. And if I hear one OKC Thunder fan complain about a foul call, How's that feel? How's it feel to get foul calls? And guess what? It wasn't even a foul. He jumped into him. It was a garbage play, and he didn't deserve a foul. Enjoy this L. Is that an L? I don't know. Maybe it's backwards. But go to SLC Dunk. Read SLC Dunk. Read all the stuff. Read the previews. Bring on the Rockets. I'll talk to you then.